Yale Brothers, episode 22.
If seeing's believing, then tell me what I'm doing here. I'm locked up and cut up and shut up in some kind of fear. If seeing's believing, get out of my way. I don't want to have no trouble today. Don't know why I even try. If seeing's believing, then tell me what I'm doing here. Locked in a shadow, and now my illusion's complete. Sift through the wreckage, discovered from under my feet. If seeing's believing, please don't get me wrong. I'm trying to figure out how to hold on, 'cause I don't know how to let go. If seeing's believing, then tell me what I'm doing here. Tell me what I'm doing here. Seeing's believing. If seeing's believing. If seeing's believing.
Hey, I got a cat purring on my lap. Stevie's sitting on my lap. This is Chris.
And I'm Roger.
And we're the Yale Brothers, and we got a special episode, number 22. But before we get into that, I just want to say what you just heard was Seeing's Believin' on my album, Well Enough Alone.
Oh, that's a great song.
Thanks, man. If Seeing's Believin', then tell me what I'm doing here.
Well, if seeing's believin', I know what I'm doing here.
I'm locked up and cut up and shut up in some kind of fear.
Yeah. I'm just here excited to tell you
Just
that
kidding.
We've got...
That's a lyric, actually.
We're doing something a little different, and I'm excited.
I'm very excited, too.
Our friend Casey King is here with us tonight. And you know what I got so weird about? I had to write a little intro instead of being off the cuff.
That makes sense coming from you. You're a newspaper man. Newspaper man. It's always about preparation, man.
Oh, man. Well, here goes. Casey King is all about changing the face of recovery. Casey's a physics professor at Horry-Georgetown Technical College in Myrtle Beach, and through his work with the college's Addiction and Recovery lecture series, aims to reduce the stigma society places on those in recovery. Now, this is near and dear to my heart. I've been sober for 6 years, so I'm happy to.
Yeah,
so
I'm proud of you. You're easier to be around.
But get this, Casey has been sober since 2005, and he's the guy who founded and launched the Addiction and Recovery series at the school in 2008. It's a popular event that just keeps gaining steam.
I should say it's snowballing, man.
Heck yeah. It's included a growing who's who of featured celebrity speakers, from actors like Louis Gossett Jr., Mackenzie Phillips, Danny Trejo, wow, to rock stars, Everclear's Art Alexakis, Bob Forrest from Thelonious Monster, and also Bob was featured in Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew, and then to medical professionals like Dr. Drew Pinsky last year.
Absolutely, and I'm sure Casey will be elaborating on all that.
I love it. And the series also features presentations and panels, including college students, recovery advocates, and spokespersons from local recovery groups. That's important. Rounding out a lecture series that shines as a beacon of hope for those still struggling with addiction and a lamp on the path of those on the recovery journeys. So check this out, though. The program is set to continue this year in a virtual setting on the Zoom platform, beginning on January 28th and continuing every Thursday until February 18th. Wow.
I'm glad they're still doing it this year amidst all this, so congratulations to Casey and the team.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, so that's awesome. We're happy to have them, and the COVID didn't get in the way. This is a good thing.
Silver lining, man.
Yes.
For those that need help. Silver lining.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So it seems the pandemic is not going to get in the way of this, which is awesome.
Hell no, man.
And I'm honored to count him a friend, and we're glad he's here with us today. Casey, my friend, how are you?
I'm doing well, Roger. How are you?
Thank you so much for coming on our podcast. Please say hello to my brother, Chris.
Hello, Chris. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Casey, thank you for being on, man. It's a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my gosh, Casey. We've known each other quite some time. You're just meeting Chris, but do I believe that this is the 14th episode, the 14th installment of the series?
That's right. This is the 14th one, consecutive years. Kind of hard to believe myself.
Oh, my God. That's got to make you feel awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Makes me feel kind of old, too, though.
That's incredible, man. 14 years. Fantastic.
Do you have any top of mind as far as an overview of the series so far?
Yeah, it exceeded my wildest expectations. Let's put it that way. That's probably an understatement.
Oh, God, Casey. Can only imagine. Now,
yeah, I've seen it blow up just from, watching it from where I am, just online and things like that. Beautiful. Yeah,
and the random billboards around here.
Oh, yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Excellent.
Casey, if you're comfortable, tell us a little bit about yourself, like your post at Horry-Georgetown Technical College, how long you've been there, etc., and also congratulations on the Professor of the Year.
Thank you.
2019.
I started at Horry-Georgetown Technical College in 1997 and began the lecture series in 2008. So I've been working for the college for about 23 years, and I have been doing the lecture series for about 14 years.
Good God, Casey. The first series was 2008. Was it tough? Was it daunting? What was that? Give us a little bit of a trajectory from the putting it together in 2008 to now.
In 2008, Roger, I really didn't. I teach physics.
Yes, sir.
I teach physics, and I'm a person in recovery. And at that time, I was a person in 2.5 years recovery. Oh. But I knew I wanted to do something. I knew there was something that I could do besides my own personal recovery program, which I still do to this day. But I knew I was just in a position where I could do something more. I just didn't know exactly what it was. So when it began, when I started the lecture series in 2008, it was local talent, local speakers, and I actually wound up reusing some of them. Sometimes they would speak on their own story, and sometimes they would speak from a professional point of view. And actually, I did this for about 5 or 6 years before the college even noticed I was doing it.
Oh, wow.
Wow, man.
Wow. It was just under the radar per se at the
Well, they they agreed to give me access to the auditorium. So when they gave me the auditorium, that's when the foothold was there.
Wow.
And it's a public auditorium, so you could reserve it.
Oh,
sure, yeah. Yep.
I mean, not that I'm not a great guy and worthy of it, but they still they will give it to anybody. So it started with that toehold, and I had no clue. I really had no clue where it was going to go or how to do it.
So you basically learned by doing it.
yes. And you've been sober since 2005.
That's correct.
I know all this dovetails. Would you be comfortable telling us little bit about your recovery journey?
Sure. Well, like a lot of us who had issues, I began my substance abuse at a very early age, and continued. I mean, that's basically the best way to say it. Was it just continued?
Oh, yeah,
And when I was growing up in West Virginia, the most fun thing to do was to go up on a mountain with a keg of beer, listen to Van Halen, and have a bonfire. And that was great fun when you're 17 or 18.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
But it didn't end. It never ended for me. It was always some other mountain, some other version of Van Halen, and some other version of a keg of beer.
Gotcha, man. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, just to hear that. And what happened? What was the pivotal?
Well, I was actually pretty successful as an active alcoholic and addict. I mean, I managed to accomplish a lot of things, never fully legitimately, but I still managed to do them.
Yes.
Until it stopped working for me. I think to sum it all up, in 2005 for me personally, my luck ran out, and I felt it. It's just that people weren't believing the things I was saying. My cover stories weren't flying.
Right.
I mean, I'd had a very lucky, gifted life. You know, like I said, I accomplished a lot of things, but I could just tell in 2005, I had played all my get out of jail free cards. I'm done.
Wow.
That's it. Okay. Wow.
Well, everyone has a bottom. And whether that bottom is 6 feet under or in the jail or institution, they're all bottoms. And for me, it involved a car accident, and it was very humiliating. My children were there.
Oh, wow.
And that was the bottom for me. And from that point forward, it took me about 2 or 3 months, but I had enough information. I had some friends who had planted some seeds and given me some their phone numbers is what they did.
Yeah.
And I got involved. I suited up, showed up, got involved.
Excellent, man. Excellent.
Oh my gosh, Casey, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Wow, Casey. As you know, I'm not as far along.
Quite a story, man.
In my recovery journey, and thank you for sharing that. That's some of that resonated, didn't it, Chris?
Absolutely.
The mountaintop with
sure.
Not necessarily a bonfire, but Mickey's wide mouth malt liquors
hanging around,
some
looking
dog park.
Yeah, or
oh my God,
looking over the Hollywood Hills, or everyone's got their moment there, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
Think reading "No One Here Gets Out Alive" about Jim Morrison.
Want to get started with that?
Boy, please. It was a kind of negative call to action. Oh my God. But thank you for that. And you said it was like piecemeal a little bit. You used local talent, and eventually, though it began that you started hosting an incredible roster of celebrity speakers over the years. At first, I'm sure it was daunting to put together, but take us a little bit through that. It must have been daunting.
Well, to be honest, when I first reached out to Jeff VanVonderen, and you could and you still can today, you can Google search his name and phone number, and he answers the phone.
Wow.
And so I mean, now he's a Facebook friend of mine, but I just called him out of the blue and asked him if he would come.
Yes, but I want to
And,
add that it was from Intervention.
Right, Jeff VanVonderen from Intervention, and when he accepted it, I think what it told me was people will when they understood that this is not a money making event.
Yeah.
It's not even my job.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just something that I'm doing separately just to give something back. And once they understood that, it's like, yeah, they'll take a reduction in their fee. Jeff came for a little bit of nothing.
Oh man.
I mean, he didn't make a whole lot of money to come here, and it took 3 days out of his schedule.
Wow.
But once I got Jeff VanVonderen, then I had an idea that maybe I could get bigger people.
Oh yeah.
Man,
that's perfect.
And there, it was just like, I don't think anyone's ever told me no.
Okay, see, but it must have been daunting to put together. Here you are, physics professor, putting together this series. Was it daunting at first, and how did it unfold? How did it feel to you when you're getting your feet wet with it?
Well, the first couple of years were certainly not perfect, and it was not anywhere near what it is today. And so I think you could say it was a slow roll. Yeah. And I mean, I've certainly used many of the local speakers, local talents, the local counselors and doctors, and some of the well-known doctors in Myrtle Beach area. But then when I started to expand to a regional and then a national level, wow, that's when it really became. When I started bringing in my speakers from across the country, that's where it really kind of struck home that this is a little bit bigger than just a neighborhood get together.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And then the college stood up and took notice, per se.
Yeah. When Meredith Baxter, when I was able to get Meredith Baxter to come, and she told a fantastic story. I mean, she was with NBC on Family Ties, and she's done many more things after that. But Roger, when we were young, Meredith Baxter was the hot mom.
Oh yeah, man! Like
yeah.
Bridget Loves Bernie and all that stuff too.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Mom.
Yeah, you know that's true, man. Oh yeah.
My God, I forgot that was her.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Case.
She knew that. She referred to herself as the hot mom.
Oh, I love
because she was.
She was.
When she came, and it was just such a wonderful event. I mean, she did exactly what I thought she was going to do. She told her story, and it just kind of opened up the whole world as a possibility.
Oh man!
I think at that point,
that is cool. Yeah,
Holy.
It's a good, honest story. Stories from people, man. That's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the list goes on and on, man. I mean, I know you had before that you had a couple more people from Intervention.
Right. Let's see. After Jeff VanVonderen, Candy Finnigan, I was able to get Candy Finnigan and then Ken Seeley. And then, of course, Meredith Baxter came.
Wow.
And then I think that the year after that was Lou Gossett.
Oh, that's awesome.
2016.
That's crazy. Was that a different paradigm shift? How do you get him?
Actually, this is kind of weird because I attended a recovery event in Washington, D.C., and there was only about 70 or 80 people there. And when I was there, I had someone who introduced himself to me, gave me his business card, and he is a film producer who's in recovery. And then when I got home, I reached out to him and told him what I do here, and he knew a film producer in the Malibu, California area named Gary Stromberg, and I called Gary Stromberg, and Gary knows Lou Gossett, and so I just kind of networked into the recovery community in the Malibu, California area.
Wow!
Excellent.
And then there he is.
And there he is.
So you got the snowball rolling, man.
Chris, do you remember seeing billboards you started seeing billboards around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Then it's just snowballs, man. Mackenzie Phillips, Danny Trejo, Art Alexakis from Everclear, Bob Forrest of Thelonious Monster, and oh God, help me.
Drew?
Sorry.
The Dr. Drew Show, Bob Forrest.
Yeah, he was from Dr. Drew.
And then, of course, last but not least, Dr. Drew Pinsky last year.
Amazing.
That's, some people say that, I mean, that's crazy cool.
Well, the thing too that probably should be mentioned is in 2017 when Danny Trejo came, I had enough insight to recognize that this was going to be a big event. So on campus, I've kept these events free and open to the public. There's no tickets. There's no registration required. All you have to do is show up. Just show up. All you have to do. No one's going to know you're there. It's kind of designed for that person who wants to know a little bit more about recovery. Asking for a friend.
Yeah, slip into the back row. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So you don't have. No one's going to know who you are. You can just come and just listen. But based on the number of phone calls, emails, the level of interest for Danny Trejo, I recognized that something different was going to happen.
Wow.
So I had enough forethought to make arrangements. Our auditorium seats 353 people, but what I did was I had 6 different classrooms lined up with closed circuit TV and faculty members there to man them.
Wow.
And then I had people in the hallway to direct the overflow, and we had 750 people show up that night.
Holy Toledo, that's amazing, man.
That's people who actually got a seat.
Phenomenal.
Oh my God.
Nice logistical nightmare, probably. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's beyond my scope. I don't know how. I don't know, because if I had botched it, if I had not noticed, if I had not seen, we would have had 400 people on campus and nowhere to put them.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm so glad to hear that it worked out perfectly.
Man. Casey, it's wonderful. Does it get easier every year now that your tentacles per se are far-reaching?
It does. It's easier now because I think some of these speakers have heard of it. They've heard of the event, and so it doesn't. I'm typically 1 or 2 degrees away from any speaker that I can, with a little bit of conversation, I know somebody that they know.
Wow,
oh, sweet.
Yes, and on the local level, though, you still include local recovery and advocacy groups every year, and then student panels and things like that.
That's right. The Lighthouse, Lighthouse Care Center, Shoreline Behavioral, Faces and Voices of Recovery, Grand Strand, and Grand Strand Health are all contributors to the series. They donate money, and so I give them one night to use. And I asked them to be a little creative. I said, we all kind of know how many beds you have and what kind of facility you have, but just try to use this as a creative way to showcase recovery.
It's good that they're all on board, locals.
And they are. Yeah. I mean, last year I think Faces and Voices of Recovery put together a little play, a 15-minute play on stage demonstrating how a person calls, and it was creative. It was exactly what I was looking for.
Oh, very good, Casey. That's awesome.
That is awesome, and I mean awesome. And now, if we could switch gears to the era of COVID-19, as COVID-19 opened up new worlds of possibility, as you are going on, but this year is going to be virtual, and we're excited to hear about it. But was there a point that you were worried that the series was in danger this year?
No.
That's awesome.
No, I knew that there was a way around it, but I knew also that there was no way that we could we just couldn't do it, because if we used only half of the seats in the auditorium, you'd still be about two feet away from the other person beside of you, and no one would come. Who would come?
True enough, but ironically, no doubt during this time of COVID, there's a lot of abuse going on and self-medication, whatnot, I'm sure. So it was needed more than ever. So cool.
Yeah. In fact, Casey, you have hosted recovery meetings on a virtual platform, and this has kind of helped secure people for the actual speakers this time. Sure.
I can't publicize the what I do, but if anyone would like to reach out to me, I'd certainly be willing to connect them and allow them to attend. But let's just say that I've been active in the recovery world during this COVID, and Zoom has certainly made it easier to make it more interesting, to say the least. We've been having Zoom meetings with people from all over the world, and it's just incredible, the people that show up, and literally from all over the world.
Man,
that is incredible. I mean, Scotland, Australia, Berlin, Ireland, right? It's crazy. It's great.
Don't forget Tenerife. We also had someone tune in one night from Tenerife and spoke with us, and we just kind of shared their recovery with us. And Tenerife is an island off the coast of West Africa.
Well, thank God God you told us. We didn't want to sit here. I was hoping you'd say where it was. That's crazy.
Wow.
No, I didn't know either. But I mean, it was incredible, because when you open things up like this on the Zoom world, you just don't know who's going to show up.
Isn't that something, Casey? That's fantastic. Wow, man.
Oh my goodness gracious. Is it true that it's in part because of this that you were able to reach out to the speakers? I guess this is a good time to talk about it. Obviously, we're pre-recording this, but we're publishing immediately after you do your speaker reveal via Facebook Live, Zoom, and HGTC's YouTube channel.
We're going to hold off and wait for you to do that.
So
right, I'm actually going in tomorrow, and we're going to record a speaker reveal, which, like you said, by this time it's been released.
Yes.
So is it okay to tell you about the speakers?
Oh, we love it, because we're planning on publishing this immediately after your reveal. So we'd be thrilled to hear who you have.
Well, a few years ago, I tried to reach out to a celebrity, and he was not able to come because he was filming, but I did have a contact with him. And so when COVID struck, and I made a decision that this was going to go in the virtual world, I reached out to his publicist and was able to get Craig T. Nelson. And he is going to be the keynote speaker on January 28th.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Wow.
Man, beautiful.
And for anyone listening, this is a 4-week series, and it will be every Thursday, correct, Casey?
That's right.
Oh, man.
Very exciting.
We got Craig
That's
T.
really
Nelson.
cool.
Goodness gracious.
Every Thursday night at 7 p.m., from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's starting January 28th and running for 4 Thursdays in a row.
And is it unusual this year that you have more than one celebrity?
I've got about 5 celebrities.
Very
Come on,
cool,
Casey.
man.
Let's
Awesome.
have it.
Well, the fact that they can do this from home, so they're going to be Zooming in live for us and with us, but on my budget, it certainly has made it easier to afford more celebrities, so that's what I did.
Well,
So on the second night, on February 4th, is Keith Summers. Keith is an actor, a voiceover performer. He was a bodyguard for a very well-known female celebrity in the 80s. We're talking the A-list, top of the line. He was a bodyguard for her and was involved in a fatality, manslaughter, where a young boy was killed and Keith was driving.
oh,
And
boy.
Keith was sentenced to life. He got a life sentence and served 18 and a half years in the California prison system.
Oh.
And he managed to make parole, and he has devoted his life to helping others. His name is Keith Summers. There's a Keith Summers Foundation. He speaks quite often. I've heard his story this summer, and he is an incredible, inspirational story.
Man, I guess he's a lucky man to get out. That's beautiful.
And he knows it. He is probably one of the most charismatic speakers I've ever heard.
Oh, very good. Very good.
So that's February 4th. On February 11th is a well-known daughter of a very well-known Beach Boy and a female member of a wonderful singing group known as Wilson Phillips.
Oh, boy.
This is going to be Carnie Wilson, who's daughter of Brian Wilson.
Yay.
Oh, incredible.
Yep. And Carnie has agreed to speak on February 11th. Again, this is from 8 to 9 p.m.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That should be fun.
Yeah.
That should be a lot of fun.
For sure.
And then the last speakers. So this is where it gets interesting, because the last night there's 2 celebrity speakers, and the first one is Gary Stromberg, because I had his number. I know Gary, and
Yep.
I've worked with him in getting Lou Gossett to come.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Gary was a music publicist. He's got quite a past. He was a music promoter for the Rolling Stones, Steppenwolf, and a couple of other A-list groups in the 70s. However, I think it was the cocaine that got him first.
Yeah.
And that crashed and burned. And then Gary went into the movie industry, and you might remember the movie Car Wash.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Huge.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He was one of 3 producers for the movie Car Wash, and he also was the producer for the fish that saved Pittsburgh, which you may not have heard of.
Don't know that one, brother.
That was at the height of his heroin addiction. So
Oh my
Okay.
God, Casey.
Wow.
Oh, God bless
I could
him.
have gotten those backwards. It could have been the cocaine and the heroin, or it could have been the heroin and cocaine.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Multifaceted.
Oh.
But yeah, that was the end of his movie making career.
Oh.
But he then went on to do some authoring. He's written several recovery books, but he's got quite a story and quite an experienced past.
Oh, he sounds very, very interesting, compelling speaker, no doubt, man.
I can only imagine, Casey. That's awesome.
And then to top it off, this is the last speaker.
But
So,
wait, there's
right
more?
Wait, there's more. There's a lot more, but it's in a small package. So this,
You tell.
and he would say this.
Oh my God.
After Gary wrote a series of recovery books, and one of the books was about different celebrities in recovery. And I read the book,
Yeah.
and one of the celebrities that he interviewed is Paul Williams.
Oh, come on.
And if you remember Paul Williams, Paul was probably best known for Little Enos Burdett.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Is that Smokey and the Bandit?
and the Bandit.
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Oh my God! I remember I got a glimpse of him in a movie called Phantom of the Paradise.
Yeah.
That was what Chris and I
Man,
got
but his
that's
catalog
crazy.
of music is incredible. And he's also the president of ASCAP. Or maybe he's not anymore. I think he might still be, but I'm a member of ASCAP, and I actually got a couple checks signed by him. They weren't big checks, but it's like, oh, thanks, Mr. Williams. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think he might still be the acting president of ASCAP. I may be wrong.
I've heard his story as well this summer, and I connected with him through a friend of a friend that I met this summer during the COVID, and it's just been incredible. I mean, I got his phone number, and I called him up and asked him if he would speak for us, and he just agreed to do it.
Oh, man, is he a nice guy?
He's a wonderful guy.
I'm sure he is. That man, what? That's a score. He's incredible.
Unbelievable. That's the thing that would floor me.
He crosses. He does it all.
Yeah.
We've only just begun. Was his song, an old-fashioned love song was him.
Just an old
Does he? How about Rainbow Connection?
Yep, that's it.
Oh.
Rainy days and Mondays.
Oh.
And old-fashioned. Yep.
That's unbelievable, man.
He's a national treasure, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't he just on Goliath or something?
Yeah, he sure was.
Yeah.
I was watching that with my wife, and I saw him on there.
I love him. I love him when he's on stuff like that. Yeah, I did too. I thought it was Goliath. That's incredible, Casey.
Oh, my
Congratulations, man. I'm excited for you.
What a roster.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And so COVID did not get in the way of this thing going on, which is awesome.
It's the lemonade from lemons effect.
Indeed. Well, hey, more power to you, man.
Oh, thank you for that, Casey. I think it would be kind of strange not to close by asking you a couple personal questions. Oh, not that personal, Casey. You've told me when I've covered you for the local paper here that you have wanted to change the face of recovery and that you aim to reduce the stigma society places on those in recovery. Can you elaborate a bit on that? Do you see that happening?
Well, Roger, when I came into my own recovery, I had perception of people in recovery that's totally different than what it is now. I mean, when we first come into recovery, we're all a little bit crazy when we first come in.
Oh, dude.
I mean, you can't help it.
No doubt.
And actually, if you go to a recovery meeting, and you can kind of look around and see the newcomers because they're just in need a haircut, and nails haven't been cut for a couple of weeks, and you can just tell.
Oh man.
But the thing is that we do clean up. I mean, it might take a year, it might take 2 years, it might take 5 years, but we all clean up. We all kind of seem normal. We all, like I said, we all pay taxes. We all vote. We do our thing.
You're on a journey, man.
Oh.
And so I just want people to see that it's really not a bad idea. I mean, it's not a bad lifestyle.
Definitely not.
Hear, hear. What would be your advice for those still struggling with addiction?
Really, let's see. What I did was tell someone. I spoke with someone. I picked up the phone. I had a seed that was planted for me, and I had a phone number, and I had a name, and I actually called.
Probably took some guts, man.
It was one of the hardest things I've ever done, was just to actually do it. And I used the phrase suit up and show up, and that's what I had to do. You just have to go. You have to just do something. You can't get sober at home. Most people can't get sober at home on their own.
I understand.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha.
I understand.
I commend you, sir. I commend
do
you
too, Casey. It's an honor to know you, brother, and to call you friend. And thank you for doing this. Is there anything on your heart of hearts that you'd like to add?
To access this Zoom account, go to the HGTC Addiction and Recovery Lecture Series Facebook page.
Okay.
What I'll do, I'll post the link. I'll post the meeting ID.
Okay.
I'll post the password, and I'll post the link. So all you have to do on January 28th is click the link. If you want to be anonymous, you can be anonymous. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to do anything. If you just want to listen, here's your chance to hear all these speakers tell their stories. And they're going to talk about their own personal path to recovery.
Well, I'll tell you what, Casey, that's exciting. I mean, we're looking forward to it for sure. And thank you for what you do, honestly.
Yes,
honestly. And
thank you.
It's a pleasure to finally talk to you. This is Chris. It's obviously
you got to meet this guy in the
personally.
flesh.
I hope to do that sometime soon, sir.
Yes, sir. You let me know if there's anything I can do for anyone. Have them reach out. I'll be glad to help anyone who's listening. If you want to keep it, you have to give it away.
Dude, thank you so much for taking the time tonight.
My pleasure. It's a privilege.
Well, there it is, and thanks for having a listen. Casey is awesome. It was a pleasure to meet him. I haven't met him face to face, but yeah,
you need to meet him.
Seems like a really cool guy.
He's as cool as he sounds.
Yeah, I commend him for what he's doing, and we're the Yale Brothers. You can, if you want to reach out to us, it's YaleBrothers@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook.
www.facebook.com/the Yale Brothers. Also, I'm going to have show notes in here with everything to do about the series and Casey if you need to reach out to him.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, please make note of that. And we'll talk to you guys next time. This is Chris Yale.
And I'm Roger Yale.
Yale Brothers out.